Hello, this is another edition of Scope. I'm Rex Litter. Two of Papua New Guinea's largest resource developers took center stage at PNG Resource Week to highlight major community initiatives and local partnerships. While Oktedi Mining Limited detailed massive local business turnovers and future infrastructure investments, ExxonMobil PNG announced a historic biodiversity discovery. Meanwhile, Canadian firm Island Passage Exploration announced they are closing in on their first drilling project in the autonomous region of Bougainville. The PNG Resource Week this year has seen massive initiatives and changes in the country's 50 years of independence.
Oktedi Mining Limited, Santos Limited, ExxonMobil PNG Limited, PNG Sustainable Development Program and Oktedi Development Foundation are among major corporate, energy and community development entities that operate in PNG, who share a common focus on resource extraction, regional infrastructure investment, and socio-economic development. OTML Economic Program Manager Steve Hoap shared that there are 49 landowner companies providing goods and services to OTML, with Tier 1 contractors making turnover average of 800 million kina per annum.
We are paying them at 191,000. 191,000 in a month. Where can you find this type of investment in PNG? In a month. That's from current year 25 to 2029. From 2030 to 2033, the figure increase up to 251,680. It's right around there. Instead of you are increasing the, because the accommodation depreciates, we're increasing the number of the amount that we'll be paying it to our landowner communities. 251,680 in a month. That is under the discretion of our MD. Very little bit. So what we're trying to do, we give opportunity to our communities.
At the recent PNG Resource Week, Hoap stressed on recent community investments, including modern FIFO, also known as Fly-In, Fly-Out Village or Camp, that will be owned by 9 community mine continuation agreement, including special mining lease and lease for mining purpose villages, estimated at 500 million kina.
Till 2030, we make sure that 60% in terms of procured services must be 92%. And so wider community ownership is direct benefiting, not mom and dad companies. Currently it used to be sometimes. Make sure that wider community benefit the service.
Oktedi is determined to increase local content in procurement of goods and services, a target of 80% by 2030. Their challenges are managing expectations, addressing governance, compliance and management issues, and review the landowner company business model to realign with their plan. Shifting to biodiversity, ExxonMobil PNG Limited announced the discovery of a new bird species in PNG, something PNG has not witnessed since the country's independence. Scientists and researchers, including a biodiversity team member from ExxonMobil PNG, discovered a new species of bird called the hooded jewel babbler, with the scientific name Tiloroa uricea in the remote southern highlands.
The formal recognition and publication of the hooded jewel babbler. This is particularly significant because it is the first new bird species to be formally described in PNG since independence nearly 50 years ago. It reminds us that even in a country renowned for its biodiversity, there is still so much to learn and celebrate.
Phelan Tiki, an environment, climate and regulatory engineer for ExxonMobil Limited, shared this during her presentation on biodiversity initiative during the PNG Resource Week. This is the first bird species to be formally described and published since the country's independence. It was formally described and named published late 2025.
Conservation is not only about species and ecosystems. It is about people. People depend on the environment and land for their livelihoods. Just less than 10% of land in PNG is state-owned. Approximately 97% of the land is customary owned. Customary land is land that is collectively owned by clans or tribes, which are the social divisions in a traditional society consisting of families or communities linked by social, economic, religious, or blood ties with a common culture and dialect. And the land is managed under traditional customs and practices. It is passed down through generations and is not registered under the formal land tenure system, unless voluntarily done so by the landowners.
ExxonMobil's 10-year biodiversity implementation and monitoring program has seen the contribution of the biodiversity discovery in recent history. During the Resources Week, Canadian mining exploration firm Island Passage Exploration Limited operates on a specific block of land known as Exploration License 02, covering 250 to 261 square kilometers along the Crown Prince Range in south-central Bougainville, just 9 kilometers southeast to the historic Panguna open-pit copper mine. The company is close to drilling for the first time. CEO and Chairman Donald McInnes said that Island Passage also have to manage expectations because not every project becomes a mine.
So we started with not a lot of information in 2024. We had sort of 6 areas that were quite interesting in the tenement. This is a geophysical map that shows some prospects. And at that point, the historical database of samples taken was basically 1,000 samples taken. And there was a company called Fortescue that worked on the project for about 2 years before we got there, but they only spent about $1 million kina. And at this point in the last 2.5 years, we have spent over 15 million kina in the last 2.5 years, and our budget seems to be tripling every year. So we're getting very close to drilling for the first time. But before we could drill, we had to go and do the earlier surveys. So these are silt sample surveys, soil surveys, rock sample surveys. We have a team of 11 geologists who are creating a geological map of what ELO2 is all about.
McInnes added that in the 2.5 years of operation in Bougainville, it is still in a major hangover crisis. However, he emphasized that it is a great place to get the job done.
If you recall, the grade of Panguna was 0.3% copper and 0.34 grams gold. And we have lots of that, but we have copper samples up to 14%. So we're pretty excited by what we're seeing. The 14% number is obviously not representative of everything on the project, but we've got some wonderful grades to be chasing up.
McInnes said about 1,140 rock samples were taken, and last year 3,700 samples were gathered. He said with knowledge of the project growing, the Island Passage exploration will collect over 5,000 rock samples.
We expect to be launching a drill program in late August or September, and this will be the first time that drilling has occurred outside of Panguna on Bougainville in over 50 years. And this is just going to be the most magical moment, and hopefully the rock gods treat us well and we find a lot of copper and gold in those first drill holes, but it's just going to be the most amazing time.
You are watching Scope. The Department of ICT has signed an MOU with tertiary institutions to roll out Service PNG Ecosystem, a digital public infrastructure aimed at boosting the higher education sector. The Department of Information and Communications Technology has taken another major step towards Papua New Guinea's digital transformation agenda, signing Memorandum of Understanding with 3 leading tertiary institutions. The partnerships with the University of Papua New Guinea, Divine Word University, and IBSU University will support the rollout of the Service PNG ecosystem and strengthen digital public infrastructure across the higher education sector.
Thank you, Professor Finlay. Join me in congratulating both participants of this MOU with a warm round of applause. Let's all give them a warm round of applause.
The Department of Information and Communications Technology has entered into strategic partnership with the University of Papua New Guinea, the Bougainville University and IBS University to accelerate digital transformation in the country's education sector. The Memoranda of Understanding will provide a framework for cooperation between the institutions and the government as they implement the service PNG ecosystem and introduce trusted digital identity and verifiable credential systems. The initiative supports the government's vision of establishing secure and interoperable digital public infrastructure designed to improve digital service delivery and strengthen public trust in online services. Under the agreements, students, lecturers, and university administrators will have access to secure digital identities and verified digital credentials. Universities will also join modernizing campus services through smart technologies including digital enrollment, student administration, digital payment, attendance management, and other automated systems. The ICT collectively said the partnerships will enable secure and seamless information sharing while strengthening cybersecurity and data protection measures. Each university will play a unique role in supporting the national digital transformation agenda. UPNG will serve as the country's smart campus pilot project, showcasing how integrated digital identity system and smart campus technologies can improve service delivery and administrative efficiency.
Security over the last couple of days. So as a university, we are very keen to develop our IT infrastructure. We recognize the challenges that we have in Papua New Guinea, and we recognize the incredible opportunities that we have in Papua New Guinea. And this is just one of the opportunities that we can help drive our digital ecosystem within Papua New Guinea. So I'm delighted today to sign this MOU. This is really the first step. The signing of an MOU is the easy part. Now we have to make it happen. So I'm delighted to be here, delighted to sign this MOU, and I'm really looking forward to our next steps for the future and the future of Papua New Guinea together.
The Bougainville University will establish a digital public infrastructure center of excellence, providing a platform for research, innovation, skills development, and collaboration between government, academia, and industry. Meanwhile, IBS University will become the flagship pilot institution, a national reference model for the implementation of the service PNG ecosystem in the higher education sector. Implementation of the projects will be overseen by a joint steering committee and supported by a joint technical working group to ensure effective rollout and coordination. The ICT Secretary Stephen Matai now said the partnerships are expected to deliver fast and more secure university services, reduce administrative costs, improve governance and transparency, and help develop a digital skilled workforce.
That's what we say. Digital public ecosystem. Everyone plays for the industry to grow. Everyone has a role in the ecosystem. And so UPNG is one of those key roles. We've been discussing about how we can, amongst other things, digitize the student ID so that it becomes a verifiable credential within the credential wallet. Now, what does that mean? It means that the student now, you start to streamline the experience of the students. They can use that digital ID to access a building, a classroom. They can use it to access the dining hall, and they can use it to go online and access the learning management system, access the credentials, and then that same wallet can at some point in the future hold your academic transcript as well as your academic certificate, which is then in turn used as a verification tool for employers. So you see the entire ecosystem that we are trying to build. And so I'm really grateful that we've finally come to this point where we can sign an MOU with the UPNG, and for that matter, the other universities that we will sign up with. We're trying to have everyone come into that ecosystem. We cannot digitally transform unless everyone comes in and says, yes, this is the part I will play. Yes, this is the part I will play. It takes everyone to come and put aside various siloed objectives, but think big picture at the same time and say, yes, I'll come in, I'll provide this, and we will digitize this, and we'll be part of the digital public ecosystem.
The department believes the pilot projects will provide valuable lessons for future deployment across other universities, government agencies, and public services throughout Papua New Guinea.
Drop a like or comment on this story later on the TV1 online website, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. PNG Chiefs make another significant choice of players signing on Lomex as Chief 005. The NRL franchise continues to look out for more star players as it builds its roster. The PNG Chiefs are continuing to build a formidable roster ahead of its entry into the Australia's National Rugby League competition with the signing of former New South Wales Blues winger Zach Lomex in July 2026. Lomex put the NRL on notice, "We're gonna shock NRL," when putting pen on paper for the NRL's expansion franchise.
Is a very special day for the PNG Chiefs. Today we signed another player. Please everybody welcome Chief number 5, Zach Lomax.
Crossfield, got away from Preston. Back there from Slow to Hop. The kick for Lomax. Lomax scores! That is exquisite rugby league.
See you after the game. See you after the game.
Zach Lomex was given a warm welcome at the Santos National Football Stadium. PNG Chiefs' new signing. Chiefs number 5 put the NRL clubs on notice following his formal signing announcement.
PNG, thank you very much, guys. I just want to say thank you so much, everyone. It's an absolute privilege, and I'm super honoured to have committed to you guys. And you know, it's such a great opportunity for all of us boys and everyone that's going to be coming over to PNG Chiefs. But we're gonna shock the NRL, I'm telling you. And you know, I can't wait to be a part of it. And here's to the Chiefs.
The new PNG Chiefs signing Lomex officially put pen on paper in the presence of media.
Yeah, go for it. Look at the
So I'm halfway.
He spoke about his motivation of joining the PNG Chiefs in 2028.
When you're going down the streets and we're traveling to and from places, just to see how much and just what it means to the whole tribe of people and I just the smiles and what you can create for just everyone around, and it's just, yeah, it absolutely fills my heart with so much joy and pride and my family, and I'm absolutely stoked and privileged to be number 5 here. And
Lomex is the 5th high-profile player the PNG Chiefs have recruited since the club started its player recruitment. The first 4 are Jerome Luai, Alex Johnston, Connor Watson, and Matty Lace. Chiefs CEO Lorna McPherson is ensuring the new club is built according to the likings of the PNG Rugby League fans and supporters.
Zach's one of the best athletes in Australia. You know, so I also think it says everything about what we want to be. We want to create a team that's a winning team for Papua New Guinea, one that's going to excite everybody, one that's going to make everybody smile, but also one that will unite the country. You know, everybody, we want to be a Chief. This is for you, PNG. This is player number 5.
The PNG Chiefs boss is excited to have recruited a talented player like Lomax, both on the field and off. She said his off-field character earned him this contract.
I've gotten to know Zach over the last sort of few months, and he's just an amazing guy. Zach, I know you're going to just absolutely love being here, and you know, for us, we're going to change Papua New Guinea and the narrative about Papua New Guinea as well. You know, we deserve a seat at the table, and this is the next signing, so onwards and upwards, and here's to 2028.
Lomax is the first PNG Chiefs player to formally sign in the country. The PNG Chiefs General Manager Michael Chambers officially welcomed Lomax into the club, saying it is another decent signing for the new NRL franchise.
I know how special it is for Zach, and to do this here, the first ever PNG Chiefs player announced here in country, it is special for everyone. So we're delighted to have Zach on board. Everyone knows what a phenomenal footballer he is, and we got to know what a great person he is over the last couple of weeks, and especially this weekend to have him and his family here. I know Lorna and I speak on behalf of everyone at the Chiefs. We're delighted to have Zach here, and he'll do wonderful things for this country, so welcome aboard, mate.
Former Parramatta Eels winger has signed with the PNG Chiefs for 3 years, starting 2028 through to 2030. Details about the value of his contract was not disclosed. However, one thing for certain, he is an amazing talent and will put smiles in the face of many with his classic touchdown when the Chief enters the NRL in 2028.
Very efficient opening set from St George Illawarra. And up goes Lomax and scores! It's a brilliant try! Finally a kick for Zach Lomax!
From the time he touched down at the Jackson's International Airport and throughout his tour, he was given every reason to believe it was a right decision signing with the PNG Chiefs. Lomax will not be the last big-name NRL player visiting PNG. The Chiefs have confirmed they are speaking with Cameron Munster and are open to discuss with players that are off contract and coming out on the open market. The Chiefs wants to assemble the best team possible for its inaugural season in 2028.
Look, it's exciting because we are, as you said, we're 3 months away from that November 1 free agency, and no one really expected us to have many players signed by the time we got there. So to have, as we know, Jerome, Alex, Connor, Maddie, Zach, and also the 3 Papua New Guinean boys on development contracts with Maria, Gyro and Finley, the club's in a really, really healthy position. So it's exciting. You go to players on November 1 and say, hey, you want to play with these guys? And I think it's a lot more appealing doing that than going there without anyone signed. So hopefully there's a few more before November 1 and we'll start to assemble quite a competitive roster. We have already. Take it to another level.
And that ends tonight's Scope. Visit the TV1 online website, Facebook, YouTube and TikTok and leave a like or comment on our Scope stories this evening. See you next Sunday for another edition of Scope.